The Honorary Comedic Advisor to the Pope, Rabbi Bob Alper, on the phone with us.
Hi, Bob. How are you?
Good morning.
Or I guess we should say Rabbi. I'm sorry.
Rabbi?
That's okay.
And
Bob is fine.
what town in Vermont, sir?
I live in East Dorset.
Okay, I grew up in Bennington and Wilmington, actually.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
my wife's from Bennington. She's
How old are you and your wife, may we ask? I don't know if we would have been contemporaries or not.
I don't think so. I'm 70.
Okay, well, I'm getting close. I'm getting into that realm. Well, we read about you because you apparently are honored to be the comedic consultant to the Pope.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Yes.
What hat did you have to throw your name in to get that? Huh?
What's that?
I said, what hat did you have to throw your name in to get that honor?
There was this contest they held, and a woman I know said, "Hey, Bob, you got to enter this contest." And I said no, and blew her off. And a week later, I ran into her at the farmer's market. She said, "If you enter the contest, it's closing. Tomorrow's the last day." I said, "No, I'm not going to do it." And I went home and I was bored. so I sat on our back porch and I videoed myself telling my joke. And I sent it in, and on last Monday, I got an email saying I won.
Wow.
And that joke, I believe that's the one we played this morning, in which you referred to your hearing. Is that correct?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Well, congratulations.
It's an elegant joke. I really love it. But I'm thrilled. It's been a lot of fun.
Do you use a lot of material in the synagogue every week?
Yeah, I only do high holidays because I'm a full-time stand-up comic.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. But I say, one of the lines in my act, I say I always use jokes and funny stories in my sermons in front of my congregations, which has now given me over 42 years' experience performing in front of a hostile audience.
For sure. How long have you been a stand-up comedian?
27 years.
And before that?
Before that, I had congregations in Buffalo and in Philadelphia. And also I'm a writer. I've got a book called Life, called Thanks, I Needed That, and another one called Life Doesn't Get Any Better Than This.
Wow.
Did you venture to see the Pope as he made his way to the United States?
No. He wouldn't have noticed.
Did you watch? Did you watch on television?
Yeah, he's the greatest. He's wonderful.
Isn't he great? Yeah.
He does things. It's not just for Catholics. I mean, he makes life better for everyone, and particularly clergy. He gives us an image of a clergy person that is so healthy and warm and affable, and he's really he's a major force in life.
This is pretty neat. It's being labeled as the Pope's Comedy Cabinet. So and can you give us a little bit of the background, Rabbi, about what Joke with the Pope is all about?
Yeah, they started this a Catholic organization, mission organization started this contest. They just wanted to, I guess, pretty much raise visibility of the work that they do, and so they opened the contest and they asked people to submit their jokes by either video or in writing. And people like, I think it was announced on the Jimmy Fallon show, and on the website jokewiththepope.org. It shows Al Roker telling a joke, Brooke Shields telling a joke, Bill Murray telling a joke, and people sent their stuff in, and the winner, I'm the winner, they donate $10,000 to one of three charities that are on their roster. I think the one I selected was for orphans in Africa, and then. What turns out they collected enough money so that all three charities get $10,000, which is a lot of good being done.
Sure, I loved Conan's joke about trying to get the Pope to come to California to turn the wine into water out there because of the water shortage.
Right.
And Rabbi, you mentioned all these big name celebrities on jokewiththepope.org, but you are the first video that pops up when you go to the website.
Well, they got to start with a winner. So.
Is there any remuneration because of this? Do you get a salary at all or stipend?
No, just the fame, the glory, and 2 tickets to the Tonight Show.
There you go.
And will you be out performing anywhere in Vermont or anywhere local?
I had a call from somebody in Utica. I think it was the synagogue. They didn't get their act together yet, but I may yet get to Utica. I performed there in the past.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, I was at the Jewish Federation one time. I think another time maybe the synagogue. But it's time now, especially now that I have this greater fame.
Sure. We're talking.
We almost moved to Utica. My father ran a paper mill in Boonville for a couple of years
that?
back in the 60s.
Wow.
Look at that connection.
This was meant to be this morning, talking to Rabbi Bob Alper in Vermont. He's the comedic advisor to the Pope. We're on 100.7 FM WUTQ. We also read a story, Rabbi, that the one town in Vermont, I think it's Montpelier, the capital, is the least sexy town in the United States, or one of them, if I'm not mistaken. Did you read that story?
I didn't, but Montpelier has another weird. It's the only state capital with no McDonald's.
Is that right?
Oh, really?
Yep.
Some zoning there going on in Montpelier?
I don't know. Taste. There's a culinary institute there, so maybe they've kept them out.
Yeah.
Also, Vermont. Here's another little tidbit. Vermont is the only state in the union to which George Bush never came.
Pretty interesting tidbit.
Okay.
And Rabbi, you mentioned connection to our area here at Utica. Anything that you've taken away from it? Favorite eatery, or something that you enjoyed while you were here?
It was back in the 60s. The only thing I took away from it was the Utica Club ads.
There you go.
There you
Still
go.
kicking.
But are they? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
They were two guys, Bert and Ernie or something, the Utica Club.
Schultz and Dooley.
Very good. Wow. How about this connection? This is great. With regard to the story about sex in the United States and how Vermont ranked pretty low, I think they studied, if I'm not mistaken, amount of contraceptives that were purchased in every city. And I think Denver was the most sexually active city in the United States. Ironically, they have the legalization of recreational pot there as well. So.
Right.
You never lived or performed there, have you?
No, never. No. But I'll tell you. I mean, there's another thing they say. Vermont at one time had more cows than people. And somebody asked a Vermonter, why is that? He says, well, we prefer them.
Well, speaking of cows, I don't know if you know, but we're famous here in this area because there's a cow on the loose here, and it's been rambling through downtown neighborhoods and along parkways. We can't catch it. Have any tips for us?
No, because I could actually send you a picture of 5 of my neighbor's cows who ended up in our yard, and they were running around all summer long. No one has horses and lariats around here.
That's right.
They were running around. I looked outside, my dog was barking, and there's 5 cows staring at me in my backyard.
Any tips from maybe that you've seen your neighbor, use some techniques to corral the cow, if you will?
Yeah, his technique was wait.
And that's what we're doing.
Exactly.
And the thing came back finally. I think it just said, all right, I've had enough. It's pretty boring. I'll go home.
Well, Rabbi, if you visit us for a comedy gig or a sermon at this synagogue in Utica, we hope you can check back in with us.
Stop
Thank
by
you.
for a
I'd love
UC.
to. It's a pleasure.